Welcome back to mFile's process maps. In this session we'll show you how to add text and colors that dynamically change based on your metadata. You will learn how to show or hide content and to set colors based on specific conditions. We will also show you some practical examples of how this function can be meaningfully integrated into your process map. In many cases, it makes sense to present status changes or other context-specific changes through dynamic values on your process map. In order to display texts based on rules, so-called conditions are required. The set conditions often refer to changed metadata, so that a change in your vault can be displayed directly on your map. It depends on what you want to communicate to the user through the presented status changes. For example, is user intervention on an object required, or do you want to visualize thresholds or KPIs? Dynamic texts, like any other values, can be added via the Properties menu. As a simple example, assume that you are monitoring a particular machine or an internal server, and that this unit can go through various status changes. Your element should be linked to the mentioned mFiles object, so that you can interact with its metadata. Let's assume that your object in the vault also has special properties, such as a status or KPI that can be referenced. Select the element on the canvas and open the Values area in the Properties menu. Add a new value via the plus icon. The Add New Value dialog will open. In the upper left area, we can now add a new value that changes conditionally. To do this, choose a suitable attribute from the metadata list. Click on the plus icon, and in the section Item Attribute, select the options Text and Conditional. If you click on the plus icon in the top right, you can add a new condition. Conditions can be entered in two steps. First, define the precondition by means of logical operators in relation to the selected metadata. Then, choose which result should be displayed when the condition is fulfilled. In our example, we display the word attention when the machine is not in the normal status. Conditional value comparisons are always string comparisons. Integer values and dates are transformed into strings. If you want to compare against the availability of a property, please use NA as the right operand. If you want to check against the property that is available in the object, but the property is not filled, then use empty as the right operand. If you have entered multiple conditions, you can also choose to stop when the rule is met. Thus, you can better differentiate between values and prevent different rules from being transposed at the same time. Click Add to add the condition and close the dialog. You can now see that a new condition has been entered. Test this by changing the chosen metadata on your object. A similar technique can be used to dynamically color your elements. For example, you can make your elements visible or invisible until a certain condition occurs in your metadata. To generally color an element, use the drop-down entry Fill Format in the upper toolbar. In our example, we create a traffic light that is supposed to represent the status of our machine. To do this, we draw a simple rectangle from the top menu and insert a circle. At first, we color both gray. In order for us to access the status, our element must be linked to an mFiles object. To add a dynamic color to an element, select it and add a new value in the Properties menu. In the upper left corner of the Add New Value dialog, select the metadata being used for the condition. Be sure to select the item attribute you want to color. Here you can decide between a text color, line style, or fill color. add a new condition via the plus icon in the top right. In this example, we create a traffic light from 3 concentric circles linked to our machine. We have to link each element to the mfiles object and hide the texts and commands. Now we can add a conditional value to each circle that changes the fill color as the state of the machine changes. Of course, you can also copy each circle after you have added a condition. Test your results by changing the status on your unit's metadata card.